Yeah, we'll just go off, go with the flow.
Oh, I've got some exciting stuff, kind of Twitter-esque.
Oh, yeah, no, I think it's perfect. I mean, we haven't even talked about the second assassination attempt yet.
No, we have not, and that has a lot of.
There's a lot of variables in that.
There is
a lot of similarities to crooks too.
Tons of them. Oh, seriously. But
yeah.
Panyo Cakes. Hey, Slightly, welcome to the show. Glad to have you here.
Oh yeah, Slightly's in town.
Slightly. Okay.
Yeah.
Be sure to hit that like, share, and subscribe button, Slightly. Let everybody know that we're out there. We're not scheduled to come on until 9, so.
Oh, that's right. Well, it's almost 9.
It's almost 10 till. We're a little early.
Yeah, we're early. We're making up for all the times we're late.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I can get this bottle of vino going. BP.
Yeah, you're picking up bad habits from that guy that's in prison, Jester.
Yes, that's what it is. Or maybe I gave him my bad habits so I wouldn't have to.
Yeah, although he has a box.
He does it from a box, but I can't do a box. And I've broken my rule.
What's the rule?
Well, okay, so I'm a bit of a wine snob.
Oh, God.
I like Australian wines.
Okay.
And Italian wines, some New Zealand wines.
Oh.
I don't generally go for California wines. I'm not a Napa Valley person.
Oh, let me see.
Yeah.
This doesn't do it for you, huh?
Well, it just doesn't do it. No, it doesn't.
They're not good enough.
I don't want to send any more money to California than I have to.
Yeah.
Because they're already getting a big chunk of my tax.
I wish we would cut the water off in California. Just close the Hoover Dam.
I think they should.
What is going on, BP? Good to see you, my friend.
Hope everything's going good for you on this Wednesday evening, BP.
I mean, there's not much that's going wrong so far today. That's for sure.
There's a ton of stuff. Are you kidding?
Well, I was talking like in sports.
Oh. Well, we've got a big week 3 coming up for the NFL, and of course, you had a baseball team that you're all excited about.
Oh my God, it was such an amazing game today. I mean, the last 3 nights have been just amazing. It feels like it's October already.
They are kind of playing October ball. It's kind of
they are. Yeah. It's exciting, and today's game, it only lasted 2 hours and 6 minutes. This was a pretty quick game.
That is a pretty quick game.
Yeah. You don't have long, drawn out, games like NFL.
What's wrong with the NFL? NFL is great. Actually,
yeah, I don't know.
I'm more of a college kind of guy.
Yeah, what's wrong with the NFL? I don't know. Well, maybe we'll go to the top 5 things that are wrong with the NFL.
Hey, we could always come up with those things.
Yeah. They have DEI working for them nowadays. They have females refereeing.
They do have female referees.
Yeah.
But BP's at work, so he can only comment and interact briefly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
well, you can still open that box of wine, BP. It's all right. We won't say nothing, I promise.
Dude, BP has been he's been posting some of the most interesting alcoholic beverages that I've seen in quite a while.
It's been months since I've had an alcoholic beverage.
Well, I don't know what's going to happen to this show. I'm half a bottle into my bottle of wine. We'll see how this goes. This should be interesting.
Oh, my God. You don't have to worry about Ma just walking out to the house. Now you got to worry about Scooter.
Yes. Yeah, you're going to definitely have to worry about Scooter.
Yeah.
Can I talk?
I'm not a beer... What's that?
I was going to ask, can I talk about myself in the third person? Is that cool?
Yeah, you can do that. I mean, I've done it before. Michael Jackson used to do it.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah. So did Ricky Henderson.
You're on a Ricky Henderson kick.
I am. I miss Ricky.
And Tony Glenn.
Oh, yeah, Tony. Oh, my God. There was nobody like Tony. He could have made millions upon millions of dollars, but he decided to stay in San Diego.
Well, he was loyal to the team.
Yeah, you don't see that anymore anywhere
No.
in sports anymore.
No, you do not.
No. It's all about the cashola.
It is. Next big contract. Where can I get it from?
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to think. I had a Tony Gwynn rookie card.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah. I'll have to dig that out because the
It was so sad to see him at the end of his life. He was doing broadcast games on TV, and
yeah,
you just saw the cancer in his throat,
eating him away.
Yeah,
That's sad.
it is.
But
His son sounds so much like him, though.
is his son doing broadcasts or is he playing?
He is. No, he's broadcasting. He did play for a few years. He was nothing like his father, but he does radio and TV, fills in TV at times, but most of the time on radio.
You know, the only son that I have seen that has made a splash has been Ken Griffey. Senior and junior.
Well, I got another one for you. How about Cal Ripken and Cal Ripken Jr.?
Okay, yes. I had forgot about them.
Other father-son, Ken Griffey's the one that stands out the most, I think.
Yep.
I'm trying to think of anybody else. There's not that many.
No. There's really not. And even in football, there's even fewer.
I'm trying to think. That's a good one. Let's see. Father, son, baseball. We'll stick with baseball.
Ooh. Let's do football.
You do football. I'll do baseball.
Okay, I'll do baseball.
Bobby Bonds. Was Bobby Bonds any good?
No. Barry was, but Bobby no.
Yeah, Barry. Yeah. Well, Barry used steroids though, so.
Sure.
Oh, here's another one. Felipe and Moises Alou. I think Felipe, he was a good coach, at least. I don't know how good of a player he was. Do you know who they are?
Yes, I do.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I'm sharing the show out. I don't know why you haven't done it yet.
I did.
Okay.
I thought.
All right.
Yeah, I'll share it again. Where's Eric?
Yeah,
Is he alive?
good question. I didn't. You know what? I just I cranked the show up late last night. I was doing some editing for Jester, and I thought, you know what? We're gonna do a show tomorrow night because like Spanky was all excited.
Yeah.
I don't want to create an event. I just want to.
Let's see. X. Where's X? Such a relaxing afternoon on a Wednesday.
Look, Eric's here. Allie is here. Allie, so glad to have you on board. Redneck Rambler showed up.
That's not Alley Cat, I hope.
I don't know.
And if it is Alley Cat, I hope
Cheers.
she's not. I hope she is not in Ohio.
Especially Springfield. We have meow,
Meow. Yeah. All the poor cats and dogs over there, I swear.
Yeah.
They have some really great little Instagram posts of dogs and cats right now.
You know what? It's going viral. The memes and the songs. They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs.
Oh my God, it's fantastic.
Allie,
The sad part is that it's true.
Well, okay, and it keeps coming out that it is accurate information.
And from what I understand, from things I've read, it's a cultural thing.
It is very much a cultural thing. We'll get into that. We'll talk about a little of that. I mean, you know what? The theme for tonight is why do the Democrats and the Rhinos hate Trump so badly? That's the question of the night. George, what's up? George of the jungle. Strong as he can be. Watch out for that tree.
Oh, I thought only what's his name had to watch out for the tree.
I don't know. Who's watching?
Sonny.
Oh, Sonny. Hey. That's only on the ski slopes.
Yeah, poor guy.
Oh,
What a way to go.
Yeah, it is. All right. You know what? Looks like it's about time. We can kick this off actually a little
All
bit
right.
early, you know?
Let's do that.
Let's
Oh,
just
and
do
one last one. Roberto and Sandy Alomar.
The Alomars.
The Alomar brothers.
Okay. I haven't checked the football. I haven't had time because I've been doing all this other fun stuff. Donnie motherfucking Miles, all the way from southeastern Sunflower State. Glad to have you on board. Missed you. Hope everything's well. Hope you haven't been, run over or anything, dude.
And I hope you're not eating dogs or cats.
Well, he's in Kansas, so he's not. They eat real meat, cows,
Oh, they eat meat, yeah.
pheasants, pigs, the good shit.
Chicken.
You know what? There's not so much in the way of chicken up there.
Did I send you that meme of that cat that says eat more chicken?
Yes. Yeah. Holding the sign, eat more chicken.
Yeah. They got billboards all across Springfield, Ohio saying, with cats holding up a sign saying, eat more chicken.
Eat more chicken. Well, let's just crank this up and let's see what we can do here. Oh, that's
a little low.
Oh, goody, we're on.
Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us.
Scooter, did you forget to empty the urine bucket again?
Put it down. Quit touching it.
You know what I feel like doing? I feel like celebrate. The good times are back.
That's such a great idea for a podcast.
Okay, here we go. Hit it! Showtime.
And now, here are your deviant and delicious dopes.
Perfect. Let us begin.
Woo! Hey! Cheers!
Hey, all right, cheers.
Cheers to you. Clink.
I
Clink.
got see-through bottles.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Oh, here. How about this? Cheers.
Yeah, I don't know what you guys are in store for. Mr. Enigma, welcome to the show. I'm half a bottle in, so...
I'm a cup of Pepsi in. Our show tonight brought to you by Pepsi.
That's weird.
Empty Pepsi, though.
Pepsi's weird. Pepsi.
Yeah, you know what? I prefer Coke.
Okay.
Coca-Cola. Let me make reference. Coca-Cola, not just Coke. I have to make that.
Dude,
I got to make sure people know what I'm talking about because I am here in Las Vegas. So.
All right, so here's the deal. Dr. Pepper is the only way to go. I don't know about you fucking Coke people or you Pepsi fucks or Sprite, whatever. You put Sprite in mixed drinks. You put Coke in whiskey if you're going to even degrade the whiskey. But Dr. Pepper for a refreshing, crisp, clear drink, that's the only one to go. See, Donnie motherfucking Miles knows.
Dr. Pepper, just what the doctor ordered.
That's it.
And, what was it? God.
Yes.
Dr. Pepper and Coke are a good combination. That's at least what my last passenger said last night when she was done working the streets.
Good combination for what? Cleaning out the vajayjay? What are we talking about? Gargling?
I don't know. I didn't ask her. I just know she was finishing up her night working.
She's a working girl. God bless her. Hey,
she is a working girl, and God bless them too, because everybody, every once in a while, there's people in need.
Well, everybody is in need, and I mean, it seems to be semi-legal over there where you're at.
Yeah, somewhat legal, just as long as you don't get caught.
There you go. Okay, you have to go out to the. You have to go out into the desert to find those ranches in order to partake.
Yeah, the chicken ranch, and I think there's one other ranch.
Mustang.
I've never
Mustang
been.
Ranch.
The which ranch?
Mustang.
Oh, the Mustang Ranch. Where's that at?
That's just north. That's north. It's
that's north. Okay.
Yeah, kind of north and westish, heading that direction. I don't know. I just had a friend tell me.
How would you know?
It's fine. We got Big BB over on Facebook checking us out. Welcome everybody in from Rumble and Facebook. Glad to have everybody in YouTube, and then all of the wonderful, beautiful, sexy regulars. Donnie motherfucking Miles, Big George of the Jungle. We got Eric, Allie, Redneck Rambler, BP coming to us from the Keystone State. So,
very cool.
Yep.
And BP is working, so don't expect too much from BP today.
I'm expecting. Well, see, that makes my anticipation and my expectations rise. If I start slurring, I apologize.
Then again, he drinks RC Cola. Who drinks that?
With the moon pie, RC Cola is fucking the bomb. I don't know what the fuck you're
moon pies.
Moon
what the hell's
pies. A moon pie, a cookie covered in chocolate, covered in between, sandwiched in between. It's like the original Oreo. Yes, marshmallow fluff.
Oh, gotcha.
They are awesome. All right. So, question of the night, why do the Democrats and the rhinos hate Trump so much? And I want to welcome you into the Slightly Doomed Show. Glad everybody could join
Why,
us.
why do they hate Donald Trump so much?
Exactly.
There's so many answers I could give you. Which one do you want? You want a smart ass one, or you want the real one, or you
That
want...
was rhetorical for the moment. As a matter of fact, I want the folks in the chat to place their answers in there. Want to welcome everybody in off of Rumble. We got a couple.
Looks like Eric's sticking his fingers up.
Yeah, he's flipping me off for some reason. I'm sorry, Eric. Whatever I did, I apologize.
Poontang pie.
Poontang.
Ew, that doesn't sound good.
Okay, great. So if you woke up this morning and you're fucking oblivious to what's going on in the world today, well, guess what? James and I are here to give you the lowdown. Today is September the 18th in the year of our Lord 2024. There are exactly, no more, no less, exactly 47 days until this country decides whether or not it will continue as the leader of the free world, or if we'll hand over the reins of our freedom to the communists and the socialists.
Oh, yes. I can't wait. I can't wait for that day that we decide to see what happens. One of the things I was actually reading this morning, because I don't sleep, I mean, look at my eyes. I just...
Yeah, dude.
Things going on in the world to where there'll be enough time for us to sleep here soon, possibly. But anyways, I was reading something about how the Kamala Harris, how her campaign are utilizing verbiage the same as those of the Communist Party.
Okay. Oh, you're jumping right into it. You are getting us started off here, and that's kind of exciting. So,
but I want to know how much truth there is to that, and we can talk about it a little bit later if that's coming up. But
there's actually
you never can really believe anything you read or view on the internet anymore.
Well, okay, so this young man, I have reviewed this information, and this young man is spot on. He is exactly right, and he brings the receipts. So
really? Okay.
This is, yes, Kamala Harris has plagiarized, or the other sad fact is that she may deeply believe these sentiments, and she's co-opted phrases and information from the Communist Party. And we can go straight to that. You want to get into that? I mean,
yeah. I mean, it's very concerning that. I mean, hell, if this is true,
it's very much true.
They're not trying to hide shit from the American people. They're just throwing it all out there in your face.
And here's the thing: they think the American people are stupid, and they're not going to go out and do a little fact checking on their own, which is something else we're going to be talking about. Fact checking, the fucker fact checkers.
Can we get rid of fact checking?
Can we? Do we? Did we?
Should we?
Yes. It's like polls. Fact checking and polls, fuck them. They should be outlawed. You should never do it. But take a look at this. This is simply amazing.
And we are not going back. America is ready for a new way forward. We are not going back. We together will chart a new way forward. We're not going back. Together we'll move forward.
We're not going back. Forward together. Folks, this has literally been the slogan of the Communist Party for the past 10 years. I'm not even joking. If you go to the Communist Party USA's website, 3 years ago, Communist co-chair Rosanna Cambron literally wrote an article titled, "We're Not Going Back, Forward Together." Rosanna is a communist through and through, and she's unashamed of it.
That's how we communists work. This is how you build that movement that's going to be the massive movement that we need to topple capitalism.
It's not a coincidence that this just so happens to be Kamala Harris's campaign slogan, nor did she plagiarize it from the Communist Party. Communists have long acted as the kind of ideological undergird of the Democrat Party here in the United States, and Kamala Harris is just a continuation of that.
Together we'll move forward.
Again, for the past decade, communists have been giving speeches all over the country where they have the banner, "We're not going back," plastered behind them.
Chicago has produced more outstanding communist leaders maybe than any other place around in a lot of ways.
So this begs a question. Do you continue to pretend that Kamala Harris is not influenced by communist ideology, choosing instead to blindly accept the Marxian policies that she's pushing forward? Or do you choose not to be the idiot they think you are?
So we're not going back. We're going to move forward.
He had it there. The actual Communist Party website of the United States. That yes, that has that.
It's word for word, verbatim.
Exactly.
And that's what she's using.
She's well, think about it. Her father is a Marxist, a socialist, and that's what he was teaching at these liberal universities in California and in Illinois. And then we booted him out of the country, or he left. I don't know what it was. So there you go.
So you have a choice this coming November. You can vote for a communist, or you can vote for someone who loves this country and the people of this country.
Well, okay, so I've got something that goes along with this. I mean, here's the difference between the Communist Democrat Party and the rhinos that support them. You know, you got Adam supporting him, and you got a little bit of what's her name out of Wyoming.
Oh, yeah. She's a piece of work.
She's an idiot. But check this out. This is a great question. Okay, what is something weird about the conservatives? Let's just take a look. Let's listen in. Join me if you will.
There's something weird about conservatives.
There is almost a cultish vibe, I feel. The way they operate within themselves, they refuse to listen to outside people. You know, they're refusing to learn, essentially. I think that is...
I need you to finish this. There's so many fucking things. For those of you on Podbean, you should be over on Rumble or, I mean, this video, I mean, you want to talk about fucking weird. I'm gay, but this is fucking weird. I don't know if he used to have breasts. I mean, are those appendages or...
I think that's for effect.
Bandages?
No, I think that's for effect. I don't think he had top surgery because if you notice there, he's got an Adam's apple.
Okay. Well, maybe he's going to get implants. But he's got green hair. He's got makeup like he wants to be the Joker or something. And we're asking this guy what's weird about conservatives?
Well, but let's back it up. Let's listen again. Here we go.
There's something weird about conservatives.
There is almost a cultish vibe, I feel. The way
you're fucking dumb.
Cultish vibe. Did you get that, ladies and gentlemen? A cultish vibe in the Republican Party. Let's just join back.
What vibe is he in?
He's vibing hard. I thought this was like cosplay, but I don't know a character because he's kind of got the Joker. No.
I'm gonna go with the Joker.
No, there's no Joker. That should be a red set of lips.
He's into S&M though, I can tell you that. Or that person, I'll just say that. That way he doesn't get offended and sue me.
There you go. So what is weird about the conservatives?
Way they operate within themselves, they refuse to listen to outside people.
Yes, the conservatives and the Republicans refuse to listen to outside people, ladies and gentlemen. Are you getting this?
We should not listen to people like him or her or yeah.
I think we should listen to him. And then
disregard everything they say.
Well,
dumbass.
There you go. I think it all works. So let's finish this up.
Right.
You know, they're refusing to learn. Essentially, I think that is a large part of it.
Refusing to learn, ladies.
There's something weird about conservatives.
Oh God, I can't. No.
Yeah, there's something weird about that guy. I don't. He makes absolutely no sense. I don't care how much wine you drink. That's just not going to make sense.
No, that doesn't make sense to me. I've got some other things here that don't make sense completely. And let's see. Thank you for liking the show. Please be sure to hit that like, subscribe, share, and everybody on Podbean, Facebook, YouTube. Thank you so very much for being with us. We're having a lively time. I'm getting hammered, and
Yeah, tonight's episode's not very serious at all. We'll talk about issues, and we'll kind of go off the deep end here and there. But
exactly, it's only slightly serious.
Yes.
Anyway, okay, so I've got to get. I don't know what this is, but I came across this and I thought, what the hell? So we've got, because I had to see it. Now you
I
get to
saw
see
this.
It. Did you see this?
God, I was hoping I could have that job.
We're checking. He goes down the line. Why are you squeezing their packages? What is he checking
for?
If they've
make
got
sure they got one.
what,
He's like, oh, that's extra firm. Oh yeah.
you only have one. You can't be in our party. Is this like?
And I was waiting for one of them to like have a grin after he grabs, but
I was waiting for one of them to pop a boner. To be candidly,
wow, that one's pretty big.
Can you explain this to our studio audience on Podbean who can't see this beautiful?
My God. So we have a group. It's in some other country. I don't know where, but you have a group of what appears to be military-aged men in their boxer briefs, and that's all that they're wearing, by the way.
Yes.
No shirts, no socks, just the boxer briefs. And I don't know. It kind of looks like one of the commanders of some military outfit is just going down the line, fulfilling every gay man's dream, and just touching, grabbing, squeezing their nuts, their balls, whatever else that they might have down there.
Yes.
I'm assuming it's just to check that they're male. Checking the gender, I think.
Well, I don't have any idea. Okay, so I went through 20 years of physicals for athletics, and you would check for herniated muscles.
He's checking for a muscle, that's for sure.
He's checking something, and I mean, it's like these guys are scared to death.
Watch the expression of these guys when he's doing it.
Yeah. Well, okay, so this is the Pakistani army.
Pakistani
Pakistani army. That's correct, ladies and gentlemen. The Pakistani army.
That's a little gay, if you ask me.
But no, it's very gay, and I
don't. What about the females? Is he checking them as well? Is he going to be like what Trump said and grab them?
I don't know. There's no. Okay, so you know that this is an Islamic country.
Oh, that's right. The females are all garbed up and in the kitchen cooking and covered up, so you can't.
That is correct. That is correct. So, but like you said, every gay man's fantasy, checking.
Yeah, I mean that's
checking to make sure there's two hanging, and
well, at least one.
This is not like any physical I've ever had in the military.
What do you think would happen if they did that here?
Some people would like it. It would be fun. Oh, Thard, come here, Thard. That felt good. Check the other one. I don't think the right one got enough. I don't think you actually felt what. Yeah. Anyway,
I liked looking at the expressions of the men that as he goes down the line, just to see what the expression is on their face.
And they're filming this stuff.
They're filming it. Yeah, this is like soft porn, I think.
It's soft,
along with other soft things, but you know,
it's soft Muslim porn. Because
there you go. And you know what? Here's the interesting thing. I mean, because they're the gay thing doesn't go very well over there.
No, they're homophobic. You cannot be gay
So I'm surprised this guy is touching them there.
Well, and the question is he trying to elicit?
Is he trying to see if they're gay?
Yeah. Oh, you like that? We're going to throw you off a building now.
So if they get a rise out of it, we'll say, what happens to them?
They automatically shoot them?
To the guillotine they go?
Abdullah, he's not right. He got the erection when I touched his testicles. Shoot him. Shoot him now.
Shoot him. And here's the funny thing, kind of tie this back to the people that are all supportive of Hamas and all the people here in the United States.
Yes.
It's amazing how, you're all so supportive of them, but if you step one foot in their land, they'll kill you.
Well, exactly. Yes, because if you, so women who are supporting Hamas and Hezbollah and Israel and Gaza, the conflict that's going on over there, if they were to enter one of those countries, just one of them, they would have to, hijab up or burqa up. You know what?
Yes.
And they couldn't be out on the street unless they had a male escorting them.
Oh, yeah.
And the male could only be a family member or it could be the husband. That's the only way they're allowed out in public. So they're over here in Columbia University and out in California, Berkeley, and all these other places, and they're saying, from the river to the sea, God's will be free, because we don't want rights for women need to be second-class citizens. That's what they're fucking protesting for. Seriously?
Yeah. I don't think they know what they're protesting for. I think they're just paid activists, and kind of like all the activists and all the people showing up at Kamala Harris's campaign stops.
Well, they're busting them in, and that's correct. They don't know what they're protesting for. And the other fact is that Iran is shoveling a lot of money over here to pay these folks to show up and protest.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. I mean, they got plenty of it. I mean, how much did we give them? Like $60 billion?
No. Last count,
or was it $6 billion?
$600 billion.
Yeah. Thanks you to Mr. Barack Hussein Obama.
That's right. We dropped $180 billion in cash in pallets on the tarmac at Tehran's International Airport.
I wish someone would drop that shit off at my house.
Oh, fuck yeah. I'll open up the garage. You just back it in. It'll be great.
I mean, if I had $600 billion, there's a lot of things I would sacrifice.
Like what? What would you sacrifice for $600 billion?
Well, some things you just can't say on the air. So
okay. All right.
No, but I mean, God, there's a lot I would do for $600 billion.
I saw an interesting reel. Let me see if I can't pull this reel up. You just fill in here for me.
Did you see? I saw an interesting article the other hour or so. Basically, one of the mainstream media outlets was here in the state of Nevada, and they were searching for Kamala Harris supporters.
Yes,
and they could only find one, I think.
NBC News. It was great.
So what does that tell you? I mean, it's not as close as they want you to think, in my opinion.
Well, it's not close at all. But see, you've got to remember the people that run the polls, the people that run the news are in the bag for Kamala Harris. They are propagandists. They are wanting Kamala to win because of hope and change and joy and freedom or lack of freedom thereof. And they want, funny thing is, these people that support them, they want these corporations that they work for to basically be driven into the ground from taxes.
Well, basically, most businesses have been driven into the ground, unless they're like multi-million-dollar companies over the past 3.5 years. But here's the report I was telling you about. CBS's Adriana Diaz visited restaurants in Reno, North Las Vegas, and Pahrump, Nevada, to talk to diners about the 2024 election. She was surprised at how few Harris supporters she found, telling CBS this morning that, quote, people are really excited about Trump. A group of 4 women at a Reno barbecue restaurant talked about immigration. They said, quote, people are coming here for asylum? Baloney. They're coming here for the freebies. At a North Las Vegas Mexican restaurant, one man complained about inflation by saying, quote, tacos used by be what? $1? $1.50 after the pandemic? Now they don't go for under $3. And I'll tell you one thing. There's a place called Tacos El Gordo.
Yep.
Fantastic restaurant. They originated out of Tijuana, Mexico. A fucking street taco. A street taco you could probably buy in Tijuana for $1.
Right.
$5 for a little fucking taco out here in Las Vegas. Anyways, at a diner in Pahrump, one woman also complained about inflation, saying, quote, they think if they keep throwing money at it, that'll fix the problem. It's the same as an old house. Oh, let's just keep fixing it. Sometimes the solution is to tear it down and rebuild. So it's, I think the media is finding out that all their hard work is going in spite of nothing, that the American people are all about President Trump. Yeah. And it's all rhetoric. I think it's going to be a landslide, to be honest with you, Scooter.
I would happen to agree with you. I think that a lot of folks are flying under the radar like they did in 2016 and 2020. They didn't announce when people called up and said, hi, this is so-and-so from international polling, and we'd like to ask you a couple of questions. How do you feel about the worthless person, Donald J. Trump? And so can we count on you casting your vote for whoever the Democrat puppet is going to be this year? I mean, if you look at it now, we've got a couple of new polls out. So here's kind of an interesting twist on it. As of today, Fox News had a poll that came out, and it's got Harris ahead by 2 points from Donald J. Trump.
And where at?
This is Fox News, national poll.
Okay.
National poll. As a matter of fact, we can take a look at all of the national polls here real quick. So all of the national polls, Economist YouGov poll has got Harris leading Trump 49-45, JL Partners 43-42, Morning Consult poll 51-45, and ABC News Ipsos poll has Harris up by 52 over Trump 46. So a 6-point swing with 2% going to other candidates. But here's the bottom line. If you go put your feet on the ground in these places where they took these national polls, where did they get the voters from? I mean, if you're going to poll the folks in Manhattan, in Soho, south of Houston or Houston, however they want to pronounce it, they're all Kamala Harris. I'm a Republican, but I'm going to vote for Trump. Is that what you wanted me to say?
Yeah, but if you pull up those numbers again, the nation. This is, keep in mind, folks, this is nationwide.
This is a national poll. So
here's the thing, though, Scooter.
Yes.
If it's as close as that, even let's say these are realistic numbers. Let's say it's a 50-50 split down the middle. Okay. As far as, say 40 Democrat, 40 Republican, and 20 independent.
Okay.
So a fair poll. Quote unquote. But if it were a true fair poll, as far as equal amounts of people in all parties,
right?
Trump dominates this election, because you have to keep in mind places like California. I mean, that's a whole bunch of people. That's going to take a good percentage of these polling numbers.
It is.
And they're only going to get so many electorates for that state.
Well, that's the beauty of our system, the Electoral College, because one center of population can't control and dictate the election.
Correct. But that's also another reason why they want the millions of illegal aliens, because not necessarily for their vote, but for more electoral.
Well, okay, so that does have a lot to do with more representation. You give more congressmen, and the senators are going to be the same.
What I don't understand, though, is why doesn't the Supreme Court force the census to get rid of that? Okay. Illegal aliens should not be a part of the census.
No.
They are not to be represented by our government.
You're correct.
Politicians.
Well, okay, so during Trump's term, they did the 10-year census, and everybody went to court to try to put injunctions in so that those census numbers couldn't be published, and they couldn't base the number of representatives on the numbers that they had polled for the census, because Trump said, look, you only talk to citizens. You don't count non-citizens. And everybody said, well, you can't do that. That's wrong. So they all ran to court and they said, yeah, we're suing the Trump administration because he doesn't want to count all people. All people should count. That's the whole deal. And that's why you see New York and California losing representatives in Congress.
But I go back to why does the Supreme Court not adhere to that?
Well, they did. No, they did. They struck down all those issues. They said you can't count it. But the problem is Biden got into office and Biden said, here's what you're going to do. You're going to go out and you're going to just count everybody. We don't care. Don't ask them if they're citizens. You can't ask them. I think that was one of the court cases that went all the way to the Supreme Court and said that,
the Supreme Court said that they can't ask?
No, Supreme Court sided with Trump and said, that's a legal question that you can ask on the census. You can ask if they are citizens of the United States.
Yeah,
now, because Biden has control of the executive branch on any census information, they're not going to ask that. They don't care if you're a citizen or not. Fuck it. Shit, they just found, 100,000 people who are registered to vote in Georgia because of the motor voter law. You go in and you get a driver's license, and it automatically registers you to vote.
Oh, are they another wonderful state that allows illegal aliens to acquire driver's licenses?
Yeah. Illinois, same way. I mean, there's a lot. We had, you know what? In Oklahoma, we had motor voter, but we got rid of it because. Yeah.
Go ahead. You guys got rid of it.
We got rid of it. So you have to actually go in and register to vote. Or if you're at the DMV, you say, I want to register to vote. They say, okay, are you a citizen? Bada bing, bada boom.
Now you have to actually opt out if you don't want to be a registered voter then.
In Oklahoma, no. You have to actually physically ask to register.
No, I'm saying like in places like Georgia and California.
Yeah.
I think they have motor voter here in Nevada. Yeah. So in order not to receive anything or to sign up, would have to specifically tell them, I don't want to be registered.
Correct. Because they'll do it automatically, and they will not ask you if you're a citizen. I think in some places in Texas.
Isn't that against? I would think that would be something against
the Constitution.
The Constitution, personal, my own rights.
Yeah. It's pretty much against the Constitution, where it says that citizens may vote in our elections.
Right, not that they have to.
Exactly.
And the other thing about this, and at least in my opinion, is, you know how you were always told, oh, driving is a privilege. Well, it's no longer a fucking privilege if you're letting criminals drive that come into this country against the law.
Look what's going on in Springfield, Ohio. Besides eating the dogs and eating the cats and eating your pets, they're fucking creating mayhem on the streets. They have more accidents on the streets up in beautiful Ohio, where all those Haitian refugees have gone who don't know how to drive.
They don't know how to drive. They eat cats. They eat dogs, allegedly. Although I've seen some videos that I think they actually eat them. Do we have any video on file of that?
Well, actually, okay. So I've got some video, and this is a wonderful video. So just bear with me and listen in. This is a Springfield City Commission meeting, and I think you'll find this interesting. You have to listen very close to the first part. Shh. Turn up your ears and listen. This is great. Okay. Okay, so we had a commissioner, somebody who was elected by the people, sitting behind the dais there, who said, we don't give a shit about the business of the city.
Really?
Yep. Here, I'll play it again. Listen closely. It's this young lady right here.
She got on a hot mic without realizing it?
The mics were on. She evidently did not realize it. She's sitting next to the mayor or whoever, but just listen very closely. I'll turn it up a little bit. Here we go.
They really don't give a shit about the business of the city.
I heard that. I really don't give a shit about the city.
The business
in the city.
Yep. Don't give a shit about the business. Now, this young lady that you see here standing, she's a citizen
of
Springfield. So let's just listen in and see what she has to say to address the elected officials for the city of Springfield.
When audience comments were over last meeting, most of us left. We had the agenda. We knew the topics. And we know the votes you're going to cast. It's all going to be yes as usual. During the break, Crystal forgot to turn her mic off and announced to the entire city that we don't give a shit. With that statement, Crystal single-handedly proved that this is how the citizens of this city are talked about between yourselves. This is where our concerns and fears get us in your eyes. Thanks, Crystal. Thanks for that. So I'm going to ask you, before I'm done with this joke, who the hell don't give a shit again?
I beg your pardon. Thank you.
I like that. And, I'm glad she cursed.
Yeah.
And I know that one of the persons on the panel were like, oh, excuse me. I'm like, if you're going to curse and not give a shit about your city or the business of your city,
right?
I think the citizens of that city can go up there and say whatever the hell they want. And they need to make sure to demand her resignation immediately.
She's elected. She doesn't care. She's getting paid, probably getting paid a pretty penny while all these other people out there in the community are struggling. But I'm going to caution you here, because here's the deal. We have this little overriding document that supersedes your feelings and my feelings and the fucking mayor's feelings and the commissioner's feelings and the elected representatives. It's called the First Amendment. It's the Constitution of the United States. Constitution of the United States, the First Amendment. First fucking Amendment. Here's the deal, folks, because you have the right to exercise free speech.
Yes, but
what?
But hold on. So here's where these city councils and when they have their meetings like this, or a county supervisors meeting,
yes,
they have their own little prancy little laws and rules that if you violate, then they're going to trespass you.
Okay, so they can try to trespass. They can try to do that, but here's the problem. You still have your First Amendment right. And speech cannot be regulated. They can say you have to have decorum. You have to speak the way we want you to speak. It doesn't matter. No. You have the right to go up there to the dais and cuss.
But do they have the right to ask you to leave?
They can object and say, please don't use that language. And you have the right to turn around and say, fuck you. This is my First Amendment right.
And then when they escort you out,
well, see,
they have that right.
That's the beauty. That's the beauty. They can escort you out.
But they can't arrest you.
And then you can sue them. Because they're violating your civil rights. The First Amendment is the first of the 10 amendments for the Bill of Rights. So every American citizen is guaranteed the Bill of Rights, which are the first 10 amendments of the Constitution.
Unless you live in states like California, which you're not going to get any damn way. You're not going to get anywhere in the courts in California with that.
Nope. Hey, Light Bright, welcome. Aloha, mahalo. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Light Bright, what's going on there, Light Bright?
Everybody, if you want to really have a good time, have a lot of fun, you can get over to Rumble. And the link, you just copy and paste that link into any of your
browser.
Yeah, You know what? And I'm gonna give a shout out right now. So the local vineyards out in California. This is Menage a Trois. It's a red blend. From California. I don't normally drink California wine.
Unbelievable. Giving money to California.
Unfortunately, yes. But and this comes from it's Folie et Dieu winery in St. Helena and Lodi, California.
Oh,
so
nice.
I'm half a bottle into Menage a Trois, but there's only one of me here. There's not the other two didn't show up.
Yeah, Spanky, he stood you up.
Yep. Yep. So what were we talking about? We were talking about the First Amendment. Is that
Oh,
correct?
the First Amendment, and how even if they were to do that to you in California or states like California, you don't have a path to win because all the courts are going to knock you down.
Well, see, that's the beauty of it, because you should be able to take it through the courts to the Supreme Court, because that's the law of the land. And the Supreme Court should recognize the fact that you have a right to speech, to free speech. You can say whatever you want.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
It doesn't have to be acceptable. It doesn't have to be liked. You can use whatever words you want. And see, that's what gets me, hate speech. There is no such thing. All speech is hate speech. And then
it can be construed as hate speech,
well,
yes.
Diametrically opposed, all speech is not hate speech. Did I slur that? Did I say that correctly?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
But so so you can, I don't know.
Well, but the bottom line is that that person is more than welcome to stand at that dais and say anything. Say fuck, shit, piss, the 6 deadly or 7 deadly words that you're not supposed to say on television.
And that's my thing. And I've always said this. Who's the fucking person that ever came up with, oh, well, that's a bad word?
Okay. So,
at the end of the day, I mean, every word, it's just how someone personally takes that word, right?
well, okay. So,
I mean, who came up with the word fuck?
I've heard a lot of different etymologies for the word.
And who's the one who determined that that's such a horrible word?
Well, okay. So
who came up with the definition of the word?
Going back to medieval times, I've heard that fuck stands for unlawful carnal knowledge. So it was basically associated with rape. Okay, and that could bring a negative connotation to the word. Certainly, that was back in the 13 and the 1400s, if I remember my history correctly.
And at the end of the day, who's
yes.
Where I'm trying to go with this is, at the end of the day,
yes,
whether you're in television, radio, in everyday life.
Well,
who's wanting to tell another person, oh, you can't say that?
Okay, so in society, in polite society, you have to have societal norms where everyone can get along. So you are not supposed to go up to somebody and say, fuck you, I hate you, you're whatever ethnic background, or, you're not supposed to say that in polite society.
Okay.
And we had government entities that regulated what could be shown to the rest of the world based on those polite societal norms.
Okay.
If you remember, we were a prude society after World War II. In the 50s, when TV first came about, you could not show a man and a wife sleeping in the same bed. Dick Van Dyke Show, one of the greatest shows ever. Dick Van Dyke and Mary Tyler Moore had to sleep in separate beds. And they showed them in their bedroom all the time. They showed Mary Tyler Moore in her negligee.
Oh,
yeah, baby. But they had to sleep in separate beds because you couldn't broadcast to the rest of the world that people may sleep together.
God forbid.
Funny thing is, all those soldiers that went overseas that saved our world from Hitler and everything, they saw some really weird stuff abroad.
So we've gone from not being able to show married couples on TV sleeping in the same bed,
right,
to now a military guy feeling and grabbing men's genitals.
Yeah, now it's, you know what? It's well,
season. Everything goes now.
Here's the funny thing. So we still have the Federal Communications Commission in the United States that governs our public airwaves, that says that you cannot show two people having sex on TV on the regular channels. Cable channels are a little bit different because people had to subscribe. Yeah, you had to pay for it, so you could show people having sex on cable channels. The internet has cornfuzzled all of these fuckers because you can get everything. You can get goats fucking. You can check out your favorite donkey show in Tijuana.
Really? I didn't know that.
It is out there. It is on the internet. You can check that shit out.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Now
I had another definition of fuck for you, by the way. I looked up.
Okay.
Some are saying that it was so people who were legally begging had, quote, fornication under consent of the king.
Oh,
F-U-C-K.
I have heard that as well.
There you go.
I've heard that as well. I think that gives a little bit too much props to royalty. I don't think. Yeah. I don't think the royal families were smart enough to figure that shit out. They came up with in England, the royals, because they didn't get enough sex or they didn't spread, syphilis or gonorrhea enough. The royals came up with a thing that when the peasants got married, when a man and a woman got married and they were peasants, and they were subjects of a certain area, the duke or whoever was in charge of where they were could have the first night with the wife. So Duke could fuck the wife before the husband ever got to. And it was prima nocturna is the term. It's a Latin term for first night.
Wow.
So I just think
so in other words, he was a stud.
No, I just think the royals were perverted.
Yeah, well, they are. I mean, look at their families.
look at the inbreeding that's been going on in that.
Oh my God. BP says a motherfucker came up with the word fuck.
Exactly. Yeah, BP, you're right.
You're fucking dumb.
Oh, sorry. No, BP, I didn't mean you.
Oh my goodness, that's funny.
Yeah. So we've got.
What else have we got? We have a second assassination attempt happened.
We do. We have a second assassination attempt. But first, before we go to that, because you and I were on live, we streamed the debate between Kamala Harris and Donald J. Trump.
Oh, yeah, that was fantastic.
And we sat through all of the fact checks for Donald J. Trump, where David Muir said...
And we sat through all the ones for Kamala, too.
Yeah, because there were none. But here is the greatest fact check in the history of fact checks. I think this is fantastically done. I love these guys. God bless them. I hope they come home safe. But I just want you to take a look at this. This is...
Oh, I know which one you're talking about.
This is fucking brilliant.
This is the ultimate fact check ever.
This is. And this just proves the point that all Kamala is going to do is lie to you just to get your vote. Because you're stupid if you're a Democrat. Here we go.
Well, I will tell you, I agreed with President Biden's decision to pull out of Afghanistan. 4 presidents said they would, and Joe Biden did. And as a result, America's taxpayers are not paying the $300 million a day we were paying for that endless war. And as of today, there is not one member of the United States military who is in active duty in a combat zone in any war zone around the world, the first time this century. What? But let's understand.
So where the fuck are we right now?
Well, I will tell you.
That's amazing. And you know what?
Yes.
She don't even know where the fuck our soldiers are, and you want her to run our country?
Yep.
She's the fucking vice president of this country, and she doesn't know that we have soldiers in harm's way.
We still have soldiers dying. They died in Syria. They have died in Iraq. They have been fighting in Iraq still. We had an operation just a few days ago against ISIS in Iraq. And she had the balls to say that during the debate. And nobody questioned her. I'm sorry, Madam Vice President. That is wrong. We are
with the amount of times David Muir interrupted President Trump.
Yes.
He doesn't say a damn thing.
Nope.
And now I think there might be an investigation. I think they're going to investigate whether ABC connected with the Harris campaign.
Seriously, there's going to be an investigate. Whatever is that going to accomplish?
We're investigating everything.
That's bullshit. Oh, look, we found that ABC didn't really mean to do that, so they're not liable and everything is fine. You should listen to ABC News.
Well, here's the great thing. I think the funniest thing about everything that came out of that, David Muir now has lost 10% of his audience.
12%, baby.
Oh, 12, sorry.
12%.
2%.
ABC is crashing. I mean, 12% is a huge loss for ABC and Disney.
I'm telling you, Disney should just stick to their pedophilia minds and stick with their Disney properties and forget about world news.
You know what? Or just be impartial.
They can't do that.
No.
There's no way they can.
Nope, you're right.
And that debate showed, I mean, the CNN debate between Trump and Biden,
yep.
I mean, that looked amazing compared to the one that ABC held.
CNN is coming back and calling out ABC for the bullshit that they've been.
Not one time during that CNN debate did one of the moderators tell a candidate, "Oh, well, I didn't interpret it that way."
No.
That's what David Muir said when he was talking to Donald Trump about, I forget what it was, about
him not. He asked him a question about if he admitted now that he lost the 2020 election, because on a podcast, Donald Trump had made the statement, "Oh, it looks like I lost it by a whisker."
A whisker, yeah.
A whisker. And Donald Trump said, "I said that that was with sarcasm."
Right. And David Muir says, "Oh, well, I didn't take it that way." Well, who the fuck is asking you that? You're a fucking moderator. Ask the questions. We don't want your damn opinions. It's bad enough people watch ABC News and hear your fucking opinion every night.
Yep. That's exactly.
People, what happened to where you used to tune into the news? They would tell you, for instance, in Chicago, 20 people shot over the weekend. End of story. That's it. That's all you need to know. If you want to get into the further details of what race they are, which you probably don't need to anyways, you can do that. But stick to the facts. Americans don't need your fucking opinion.
Right.
I mean, all you do is brainwash them anyways.
Well,
let people think for themselves. And I think you and I talked about that, about how the Democrats and the machine do not want the American people to think for themselves.
Bingo. There you go.
Because they know they're screwed if they get out of that tangled web that they wove. They have these people that think they're all liberal Democrats. They have their minds warped. It's like the spider has weaved the web, and they just can't get off of that web, and they just got to stick to what they're told to say and what to do.
Well, and sadly, there is a large part of this population that believes these fuckers.
Yeah. And these people, such as the two that have just recently tried to assassinate Trump, they need to be institutionalized.
I think they were institutionalized. I think they, let's just.
Well, they're institutionalized to the point to where they're in the Democrat Party.
Okay. So to bring everybody up to speed, number one, the question of the night is, why do the Democrats and rhinos hate Trump so much? They've got to work to take him out. And I mean, the activity that they're working to take him out with, I mean, here's the problem. So we've had, good Lord, Trump's had to go through so far fake Russian collusion allegations. Those turned out to be completely false. That's misinformation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you with me there? Hold on to that thought. All right, so now he's gone through 2 fake impeachments.
Yep.
All right. and he's gone through a fake rape trial.
Correct.
Okay. And then fake business fraud trial.
Mm-hmm.
He's inflating his personal net worth through business or whatever.
There
Fake.
was no victims.
No. Fake election finance violation trial.
Oh.
Don't forget about that one. Then we've got the fake state election interference and racketeering trial.
Oh, yeah, because people that lose elections shouldn't fear that elections are being stolen, which they were.
And it's been proven that they have been. And now the Democrat National Committee, the people who represent Democrats, people who represent Kamala Harris, are suing the state of Georgia to get them to change some rules they put in place. So the state election board in Georgia came back and said, here's what we're going to do. We're going to make sure this is a free and fair election. So we are going to write a rule that says you may take an extended amount of time to certify the election. You don't have to certify the election immediately. You can take some time. You can make sure that the ballots are fair and legal. And
To me, that all that sounds like is that they're allowing them to have more time to cheat.
Well, but interestingly enough, because the thing is, Fulton County, where all of the cheating came from, Fulton County, they blew everything up. They stopped counting at 2:00 in the morning because they knew that they had to make up 20 or 30 or 40,000 votes. They came back at about 4 or 5 in the morning. That's why you see the spike in the voting totals, and said, "Oh yeah, oh by the way, we got all these ballots back in. So now Biden is ahead," and they had to immediately certify the election.
Now I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So all those ballots that they processed at 5:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
Isn't there a way that you could go back, not now probably, but during while the whole entire thing was occurring?
Right.
Couldn't you get information from those ballots telling you the person that filled the ballot out,
right,
their address, their phone number, and who they voted for? And if that were the case, shouldn't they have gone through every fucking single one of them, cross-checked it, reached out to the people, made sure that everything was legit?
Well, okay, so here's the fun thing that happened. So since we're in a digital age, and because everything now is placed online, okay, a voter in the state of Georgia can go back and they can check and make sure that their vote was counted, because the Secretary of State of Georgia has a website where you can go in and you can put your information and you can confirm that the vote you placed was counted and is accurate.
Right.
And they have many, many people who are coming back and saying, look, I went and checked my ballot on the Secretary of State website, and it's wrong. I didn't vote. I didn't vote that. I didn't vote that way. I didn't vote for that person. But there was no fraud. There was no fraud, according to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris.
Yeah, well, right there shows you that there was fraud, because someone cast a vote and it was not counted.
Exactly. And then, you know what? Besides the fake state election interference and racketeering trial that he's facing in Fulton County under Fannie Willis, who lied to a state court and said that her relationship with her boy toy ended before he started processing. Did you hear this story? Fannie Willis's daughter got caught driving in Georgia on an expired license. She was pulled over and she was cited, and then she was taken to jail because they ran her records and found out that she had an expired license and she shouldn't be driving on the roads. And as the police do, they tried to, take care of the situation. So they called this woman's mother, which happened to be Fannie Willis. And they said, we have your daughter here. We have the car. You need to come pick up the car and everything. Fannie showed up with her boy toy on the side of the road in Georgia, in another county, not Fulton County.
Is this recently?
Yes, just in the last month.
Is she still with the old boy toy?
Yeah, but even though it's all, it was, yes, the relationship ended.
So they never broke up. She lied.
She did lie. She lied to a state court. But those are just fun things that you find out after the fact. And guess what? Mainstream media is not talking about.
What is aside from Trump kicking ass? Aside from Trump kicking ass, what are they not telling you? The American
they're
people?
not telling you the truth. They're not telling you the truth about Fani Willis, lying, her compromised situations, and where she's acting to actively interfere with the 2024 presidential election by prosecuting Donald J. Trump and all the other people associated with Donald Trump.
See, people like her are just a special class of human being.
Yeah.
And people like her, I don't know. Something needs to be done with people like that. I mean,
yes,
maybe we need like a separate island for these people. I mean, convicting them and sentencing them to death seems a little extreme. But maybe if we just reserve an island and throw, you say, you know what? You're disrespectful to society.
Mm-hmm.
You don't belong to this society anymore. Go off to a fucking island and sort things amongst yourselves.
Here's the thing. We don't need an island. We do not need an island. We have a country that we can willingly send them to. Okay? The country is Venezuela.
They won't even accept their own fucking people back.
They won't take their people back because they
But
emptied
they'll take ours?
We'll send them ours, the best and the brightest of the Democrat Party. These people who lie, who understand the way that government works in a communist and socialist society. We just send them to Venezuela.
So what do we do with the thugs from Venezuela that live here?
You know what? They need to be prosecuted, sent to jail, and they need to feel the entire weight of our judicial system.
But here's the problem I have with that. Okay. And it goes back to now it's going to cost you and me money for other countries' problems.
Well, it already is. Wait a minute. Your tax dollars are already going to these folks.
If they weren't fucking here, they wouldn't be.
But the problem is, they're here right now. What we can do is we can close the border in 2025 as of January the 20th.
And then we're still stuck with them.
Trump will make a deal. He'll send them off. Maybe he sends them to North Korea. Maybe North Korea, his buddy Kim Jong-un, you know what? They need to reinvigorate the population of North Korea because North Korea sucks. True. So we'll send them there. Hey.
And at least they'll have taller people there too.
Exactly. Basketball season. Holy shit. This is
yeah,
a great thing.
Loves basketball.
Yep. Send them to China. Let them let them assimilate into China.
But I have a question for you. So Venezuela says they're not going to accept anybody back.
Right.
They're not taking any of their criminals back.
Right.
So if we were to take an airplane, put some fucking parachutes on these people, fucking push them out of the plane, tell them make sure you open your parachute.
Yeah.
What are they going to do to them? Are they going to kill them?
They probably would.
Okay, well,
because
that solves the problem.
There you go. They issued an order. Don't come back. You're free.
That is not blood on our hands. That's blood on the Venezuelan government.
That's fine. And see, the thing is, you don't even have to tell them to open their parachute. You can hook them up to a zip line. They run out the back of that C-17. It automatically pulls the chute. So, boom, you're good. Now.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah, it's awesome. Eric, I have no idea if Nathan Wade's divorce is still pending. I'm sure it is. I'm sure that that's going to go on.
Documents for that.
Yeah. I'm sure that's going to go on for years and years and years. But now
is that a bad thing? Is that ethically wrong?
What? That he's getting divorced from his wife?
No. Doing what I said with the Venezuelan thugs.
That's a good question. What are the ethical ramifications of delivering back citizens of another country via parachute drop? I think it's okay.
I think so. We're not hurting them.
No.
We're safely returning them, giving them an excursion in effect.
And giving them some excitement. Think about it.
Yeah. I mean, maybe even put a GoPro for them on so they have video footage.
Well, and here's the thing. Most of those people that we will be returning back are men, are military-age men. So they probably have trained in parachute jumping and all kinds of wonderful things. So stick them on a plane, hook them up to the zip line.
I mean, there's nothing that the Venezuelan country could do. It's not like what are they going to do? Go to war with us?
They could. Okay, so Venezuela does have some military equipment. They have some older planes, so they could try shooting down our transports. So,
I don't think they're. I don't think that they're not that stupid.
Well, I think it would be interesting because we could send down some F-22s, some F-16s, some F-18s, you know, and just kind of pop those little P-51 Mustangs that they're working with right out of the air.
I mean, a war with Venezuela would last 5 minutes.
And we could get all of those oil reserves. Holy you know, Dick Cheney ought to get involved on this. Would be because Dick Cheney loves war, and that's all he's all about. I don't know if.
Well, why don't we get BlackRock involved? I'm sure they could use some investment into Venezuela.
See, that's Dick Cheney. There you go. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Halliburton, BlackRock, throw them out there.
There you go.
Yeah. So anyway, Eric says, if his divorce is still pending, I hope his soon-to-be ex-wife kicks his ass. Yeah, I don't know, though, because he's tied into the Democrats. She may get zip. His kids may get zip.
I'm not really worried about him.
He made his own bed.
They're both low lives.
There you go. So anyway,
did you see? Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was going through the list of things that Trump has already faced for the Democrats to take him out. So all over the United States, well, actually in New York and Georgia, they've tried to take him out through judicial means, through judicial activism. But we wind up, now we have 2 assassination attempts.
And you might add 3 possibly today, but we'll get into that later.
You know, the third one, and that's interesting. And actually, there was a third one because you remember in Nevada, you had the young man that was armed that was going to take Trump out, but they got to him. The sheriff, the local sheriff, not the Secret Service, the local sheriff in Clark County apprehended this young man before he could get close enough to the rally to do any damage. So there has been 3. But just real quick, the gentleman that was able to get close enough to Trump to possibly assassinate him is named Ryan Wesley Routh.
Yep.
Okay. There's some discrepancies as to where he hails from. Because at last report, I understand he was living in Hawaii.
Correct, but he has voting rights in North Carolina.
No, he was a Hawaiian resident, but he was voting in North Carolina. I read that part of it.
Well, he's registered there.
He's registered, but he's also registered in Hawaii, but he's a resident of Hawaii. Let's just take a minute. Let's listen to Ryan Wesley Routh. This is an interview from Newsweek in Romania. Okay, so let's just take a listen.
Tell me who you are and why are you here?
I'm 56 from the U.S. From North Carolina originally. Still live in Hawaii now, so flew all the way from Hawaii here. So the question as far as why I'm here, to me, you know, a lot of the other conflicts are gray, but this conflict is definitely black and white. This is about good versus evil. This is a storybook, you know, any movie we've ever watched, this is definitely evil against good. I mean, we're battling a situation here where, you know, the Ukrainians and the rest of the world are caring and kind and generous and unselfish and take care of one another. And it's just a matter of,
really,
you know, we need.
What was that?
The people of Ukraine are unselfish when they have hundreds of billions of dollars of ours?
Yeah. But listen to the rest of this diatribe.
Okay.
To stand up for that. That is the most important thing in the world, is just to show human beings that we're kind and we're caring and that we take care of one another and that the world is united so that we feed each other and make sure that, you know, we all move forward as one collective whole unit. So, you know, we feel the pain of one country's failure and their conflicts, and we enjoy the successes of other countries that are doing good, and we all work together. And for some reason, Russia does not grasp this concept that we're all one unit, and we have to get along and work together and be normal human beings. This is 2022. We have to work together. It seems asinine that we have a leader in a country that does not understand the concept of being unselfish and being generous and being kind and just the basic moral values that are required by human beings these days. It blows my mind.
Okay, so all I hear is from this guy, he's a one world government. Oh, we all embrace each other. We love each other, this and that and the other. And as I listen to him say everything that he's saying about how great the Ukrainians are and all that, did I share that via messenger to you, that one female?
I believe you did.
That's how I feel.
Let's see here. We can pop over there. Let's see. Because I've got a lot. Okay, so this is long. This is long.
It's not long, is it?
This young lady, Joy from TikTok.
No, not her.
No, not her.
No, the one that basically she starts talking about Ukraine.
Right.
And then she goes on, I don't give two fucks about the people of Ukraine.
Oh, yes. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yes. I am Ukraine.
That's the sentiment, in my opinion at least, that a true American should feel.
Well, it's exactly right. Let me see if I can't find that. I thought that was brilliant. You did share it, and of course, I did not take advantage of that. So give me a second here. And, just talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, just talk amongst yourselves. The Fed cut interest rates today by 0.5 point, by the way.
Woohoo! Whoopie-doo! Yay!
Well, you know what that means, ladies and gentlemen? That housing will get that much more expensive because as interest rates decrease, the prices of homes will increase.
That is correct.
That's right. So, thank you very much there, Federal. Mr. Powell.
Well, and
I think he only did that to help Kamala.
He's going to have to print more money, too, in order to sustain it. Oh, wow, there's that picture I sent you of the bottle of wine. That was a good picture. It's been a very good bottle, too, just have to say here. So if I'm slurring, folks, I apologize. It's been a while since I've had a good bottle of wine. Holy shit. You provided me a play-by-play for the Padres this evening.
Oh, yes. That was a fantastic game, by the way.
We should show James lounging on the patio.
Oh, no, let's not do that.
No, okay, all right. So I got good Lord.
Where'd it go?
It's way up here because you sent me the explosives. This is what makes live casting fun. Is you can switch, pivot, go anywhere you want. It's exciting. We could show naked people on here, and it would.
I sent you hot dogs.
Yep, you did. Well, you know, I changed your background, so it would be baseball themed for you.
Yes, I like that. I'm searching in my end, too. That one. Let's see.
Can't find it. Sorry. That's
this one. Oh yeah, here. I have at least the audio. You want me to send it to you again? Then you can bring up the whole thing.
Send it to me again. Sure, I don't mind. Crash wants to see you lounging. I may have to send that.
Unbelievable! I charged for that.
Oh, I'll have to send that to her. Let's see here. Go all the way to There we go.
This is a video that slightly endorses 100%, by the way.
All right, so hang on here. There we go. All right. Yes, so here we go. Let's take a look.
I am Ukrainian, and this is my car. I am Ukrainian, and this is my church.
I'm an American, and I don't give a fuck. I don't. Your country is getting billions and billions of dollars from us. Meanwhile, we have veterans sleeping on the streets. We have to put ourselves first. And I don't give a shit about any other country, to be honest. I don't. I care about America, where I'm from.
I am Ukrainian, and this
There you
is my
go.
car.
That's it. That sums it up. And we need to take care of ours first.
Right.
If-
and that's, I don't understand why people think that's such a bad thing.
Because that's just unfeeling, uncaring. It's terrible.
Okay, then the people that are all about caring about those in Ukraine, sell your fucking house, sell all your jewelry, and send all your fucking money to Ukraine. If you feel that damn bad,
Okay. Here's the deal.
and go over to Ukraine and fight for them.
They don't need
feel
to
bad.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so most of the people, 90% of the population in Ukraine, is having a great time. They're spending all of the money that we're sending to them. They're excited about getting those U.S. dollars. They can go to the clubs on Friday, Saturday, Thursday, and Tuesday night. I mean, it's amazing. They're having a great time. So why would they want to do anything different? And then they can send us these beautiful, scripted, wonderful videos showing how terrible it is in their country.
I mean, you have their president basically being a fucking panhandler every 6 months coming to the United States. I mean, at this point, you know what he should do? He should just fucking come to this country with a sign like a homeless person and just go like this.
Yeah. Here, I need money for the war and for my retirement plan and for my home on the south of France. And I'm jelly. I'm with you. Fuck Ukraine.
The one thing that I respected the most out of the last debate, and David Muir and pandering co-host of his,
Lindsay Davis,
moderators, wanted to pin him down, saying, "Oh well, who do you want to see win this war?" He's like, "I just want the fucking thing to end. I don't care."
Yeah,
that's it.
It's not our
right
concern.
answer.
Yeah. Well, I think you go back to the Tucker Carlson interview of Vladimir Putin.
Yeah.
And Vlad said, here's the history of this entire conflict. Okay. That land was a part of Russia.
Right.
And
he's just trying to get back what's theirs.
Exactly. We gave it up.
But here's the problem. The problem is you have all the media and all the other government officials and quote unquote NATO allies saying, "Oh well, if they take that, they're going to take neighboring countries." It's all fear mongering.
Yep.
So they gain the support of citizens around the world to be on the Ukrainian side. Like I said this from the beginning. The two countries that are at war, let them fucking battle it out. It's not our issue.
Nope.
Until they start fucking with us or a NATO ally, okay, at that point, let's take a look at where things stand and see if we should get involved at that time. But no, instead we just want to send billions of dollars over there.
Well,
and
it's a
try to ramp up support for them.
It's a money laundering scheme. That's all it is for the Democratic Party, for the elites in the Democratic Party. Because if you're an everyday up and down the street middle class Democrat, you're not going to see that money that's rolling in to the coffers of the Nancy Pelosi's and the Chuck Schumers and all those people sitting up in the 1% bleachers where you can't touch them and they don't give a shit about what is going on in your life. It's a money laundering scheme. We send money over to the Ukrainians. The Ukrainians turn around, they take the money, and they invested in stuff that winds up back in the pockets of Democrats. They proved it with the Sam Bankman-Fried trial.
Yeah, 100%.
We sent cash to Ukraine. Ukraine turned around and invested it in his cryptocurrency fund. Sam Bankman-Fried then took the money and he donated it to the politicians in the Democrat Party.
And it seems like it's an ongoing thing amongst all of the elites, whether they're politicians or just rich millionaire, billionaire types. And everything's fine and dandy for them until they say something wrong or something bad. And then it's time, it seems like the upper echelon party said, hey, so-and-so's getting fucking carried away. We need to kick him out of the club. Now, they come up with, he did this. We need to prosecute him. He's in fucking prison for the rest of his life.
That's it.
You're out.
Get rid of him. Yep. Disgrace him. Do all of that fun shit. And I want to welcome to the stage, we've got Angel Bear, always with a smile. Facts Porcupine podcast is joining us on Podbean, and the lovely, and that bottle of wine's getting to me. The lovely and effervescent Crazy is in the house, along with her talented dancing partner, Mr. A. Thank you guys for coming along for the ride.
Dancing partners now. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So I noticed today that Comrade Harris, she actually has put some things up that I haven't seen in the past.
Oh yeah,
nothing to impress anybody. There's no plans, but you can click on her. Let's see, if you go to her webpage and a new way forward. She lists a couple things. She wants to cut taxes for middle class families, which is a bunch of horse crap. Basically, most of the things that she's outlining.
Yes.
All has to do with giving money away. She wants to increase the child tax credit. She wants to give small businesses anywhere from $5,000 to $50,000 tax breaks.
Okay.
So just another thing that's going to cost the American people more money. Take down bad actors and bring down costs. So in other words, she wants to control small businesses and what they can charge for goods and services. Sounds a little communistic, doesn't it? She wants to continue to strengthen and bring down the costs of healthcare. How is that going for you, Scooter?
Don't get me
started
on that shit.
Protect Social Security and Medicare. I mean, these are all things that should have already been in progress with her and Joe Biden in the past 3.5 years.
Well, what is it?
But it's
1,054 days she had to work on this shit.
She's had plenty of time, and still, if she wanted to do anything about the border, like Trump said in that fucking debate, you can go to Washington D.C. today, wake Joe Biden up at 4:00 in the afternoon, and tell him to fucking close the border.
He can sign executive order. Didn't he? Wait a minute. Okay, so just before the debate, didn't Joe Biden say that he was going to sign that executive order and close the border off?
Yeah, but he never did.
Never did. And they want to go back to saying that, what was it? Donald Trump killed the bipartisan bill. Yeah.
Which wasn't a border bill. It was a Ukraine bill.
It was, yes. $160 million to Ukraine. That's what it was all about.
And it did not shut down the border. It still allowed illegal aliens to criminally trespass into the United States by the millions every year.
Well, they cut the number down. Illegal aliens could be
5,000 a day, right?
5,000 a day. But that's where Joe Biden could make the
Have
decision.
the option.
Yes, it was an optional thing. He could make the decision. Well, I think if you go back and you read the text of the bill, it was we would allow 4,500 illegal immigrants into a day. Okay, a day. But if the number got up to 5,000 day average, 5,100 average over a 7-day period, so 36,000 illegal immigrants, that's when Joe Biden would get the option to decide whether he wants to close the border.
option, keyword.
Yes. He could decide to close the border. Didn't have to.
So a bill like that, like I've said in the past, would be something similar to saying, American citizens can go rob a bank for up to $100,000. Once they start stealing more than $100,000 from a bank, we have an option to close down the bank.
And arrest the person if he reaches
or start arresting people if they try to rob the bank after the 100,000 is gone.
Well, exactly.
That's as much sense as that border bill, quote unquote, would make.
Yeah. Well, California is working on the real world statistics of that. It seems that anything that's stolen under the amount of $1,000, $999, then they won't prosecute it.
Oh, okay.
So
if I, you need those Christmas presents at a deeply discounted rate, go to California and have at it.
If you start your Christmas shopping now, by God, you could give Christmas presents to everybody in the fucking world. You just, $999 worth a day.
Like things like AirPods, right? So can I go to the Apple store, because they keep all those expensive things behind the counter.
Smash the counter. It doesn't matter. It's not about damage.
Like
it's about
behind closed doors.
Okay, smash the door. It's not about the damage. You don't total up all that shit in a cooperation with what you stole. It's just the value of the goods that you stole. So like you run into Walgreens, and you see this all the time on social media. They run in and they smash all the counters and everything. They steal all the stuff that's behind the glass partitions or the plastic partitions and run out. Yeah. You can only count the value of the product stolen. So damage doesn't count.
Not the damages?
No.
But
damages.
Can they arrest you for the damages, though?
What are they? Why? Not going to get prosecuted? I was stealing to feed my family. That's why I took that fucking 70-inch TV, by God. It was only $250 on sale at Walmart, so you can't prosecute me, you bastards. Fuck you.
What was it? I watched something. It was a mother, and I might have shared this with you. This is a few years back when Kamala Harris was the Attorney General, I believe.
Yes, you did.
And this was fantastic. I had never seen this until today, and apparently it's a true story.
Well, it is.
And this gal, she had a child who was very sick, very ill, unable to go to school.
Right.
And Kamala Harris had the police go to arrest her for not sending her child to school.
Right.
Because as you know, anytime a child goes to school, the schools get funding from the federal government. And Kamala Harris was adamant that schools get their payday.
Right.
And I looked at that. I'm like, how could you want someone, to represent you at any level in government?
There's more to that story.
Enlighten me.
Well, okay. So the young lady, single mother, had a daughter that was actually in the hospital.
Okay.
She happened to be a woman of color. The daughter was suffering from sickle cell anemia, which only affects people of color or people that have the genes that perpetuate sickle cell anemia. It usually comes from the father. And this child was in the hospital receiving blood transfusions, going through treatment and everything, and provided the school with all of the necessary documentation and the doctor's notes and everything that she was in hospital receiving treatment. And Kamala Harris still had this woman arrested, put her in jail. She served time in jail. As a matter of fact, to make this story even more lovely, the days that the woman was going through trial and could not spend time with her daughter in the hospital, her daughter had a stroke.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
So this is the person whose values have not changed. She's going to lock everybody up. She's going to come door to door and check on your guns and take them away from you if she doesn't want you to have them, because her beliefs and values have not changed.
The beliefs and values have not changed. Just the rhetoric coming out of her mouth has changed.
Well, yes, because
in order to get you to vote for her.
That's right. Hello, Miss Angie, all the way across the pond. Lovely to see you, lass. Happy to have you.
Well, I don't think we have anything to worry about. I really don't.
Well, after this second assassination attempt from this beautiful individual that resides in Hawaii and lives in North Carolina and is a convicted felon.
I didn't know he was a convicted felon.
Yes, because of the laws on the books today, in every state, a convicted felon is not allowed to have a gun, is not allowed to purchase a gun. Where did he get the gun? Where did he get the SK rifle?
Well, I know he's had training in the past from the CIA.
Yes, he did. Now, here's an interesting thing. So you sent this to me. I want to play this, and this kind of dovetails a little bit about our friend Matthew Crooks from Butler, Pennsylvania, and Mr. Ralph from North Carolina. Let's just take a look. Everybody listen very closely.
One thing alone. So we see some similarities between the shooters. Both were donors to ACT Blue, a PAC for the Democrat Party. Both managed to get within 500 yards of Trump. Both attempts were followed by the mainstream media kind of oddly downplaying the severity of the situations. And most importantly, Crooks was in a 2023 BlackRock commercial, and Ralph was in a 2022 commercial for the Ukrainian militia that had been trained by the American CIA for the past decade and is funded by BlackRock.
I don't know where you go from here, because the other thing is, you're going to hear in a minute that he was attached to the Azov Brigade, which happens to be a militant Nazi faction in the Ukraine.
Wow.
So let's continue.
Here's the explanation. So for context, Ryan Routh was a construction worker in North Carolina that moved to Hawaii, has a house and a business there that wasn't making any money, so he was listed as unemployed. But he really cared about standing for Ukraine, so this former construction worker with no income, operating entirely alone, ran a website offering Americans $1,200 a month to fight for Ukraine, was illegally moving Afghani soldiers fleeing from the Taliban in Pakistan and Iran to fight for Ukraine, dropped everything for months at a time to fly himself to Ukraine, and flew to DC to lobby for Congress to recruit soldiers for Ukraine. He also has about 100 criminal filings, including a 2002 arrest for possessing a weapon of mass destruction, as most construction workers do, and he obviously still has weapons, and not only is he still allowed to vote, but to vote in North Carolina as recently as this year, even though he's a resident of Hawaii. And like most construction workers, he had a hunch where Trump would be on a Sunday afternoon and was waiting at the golf course for 12 hours ahead of time, even though Trump's schedule was off the record. The most probable explanation is tied to BlackRock. So in 2022, Ralph was in a commercial that advertised the Yazov Battalion, which is a Ukrainian neo-Nazi militia trained by the CIA and funded by BlackRock. So what links Ukraine, the CIA, and BlackRock? Well, ever since the Cuban Missile Crisis, the dissolution of the Russian Empire has been an American priority because they have nukes aimed at us. Now, BlackRock essentially owns the U.S. government, considering the top economic advisors for the Biden-Harris admin come from BlackRock. BlackRock wants the oil and rare metals in eastern Ukraine because it owns companies that sell oil and rare metals. So last year, BlackRock paid Ukraine $500 billion in exchange for all of Ukraine's main assets and put Ukraine in permanent debt to BlackRock. And since BlackRock owns our government, our CIA is BlackRock's personal military. And troubled souls like Routh and Crooks are groomed to be useful pawns that exist to look like random eccentric people and take the sole blame for carefully crafted crimes like attempting to extinguish the primary threat to the mega monopoly that not only runs our government, but the world. Hence, after Crooks died and was supposed to be examined by the House Task Force, the FBI took the body and cremated it in secret. Not only law enforcement knew until 13 days after. Nobody sat his parents down and asked them why their kid had bombs or how he got the money for this, and they never will. The crime scene was scrubbed. So if it wasn't obvious before, it should be obvious now that your government, the CIA, the FBI, the Secret Service are a unit. Not because they're all buddies and love each other, but because they're owned by the same people. So anyone that threatens them, regardless of party affiliation, is a target. So no wonder for years people have said Trump would be assassinated, and no wonder they refused to give Secret Service protection to a Kennedy. This is the mega monopoly versus the people, and always has been. But thanks to private media, we know that now. So the attempt to shut down any resistance is going to be stronger than ever. This is the totalitarians versus we the people. So fight.
There you go. Fight.
Fight.
Who owns BlackRock?
BlackRock is a publicly traded company that deals. They're a money company.
Okay, because I know. Well, BlackRock is a part of. I actually have money in that.
BlackRock controls most of the retirement accounts and mutual funds for government workers, for state workers, for private corporations. Kind of like, it used to be you could invest with Fidelity. Fidelity would have your 401k. But BlackRock is the holder of all the wealth, and they do own the government. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, connect the dots kind of makes a lot of sense.
Exactly. Crazy is correct. Slightly, you are funding the fucking Ukrainian war and all the shit that's going on.
Yeah,
Holy
so are you
shit.
by when we send billions of dollars over.
Well, that's true.
How is it that they still need money after they get $500 billion fucking dollars? That's what I want to know. What are they doing with all their money?
Well, it gets funneled back. There's a reason. So it has to get invested back. It has to get washed. It gets laundered. The people that are in power right now have to stay in power in order for these people to stay alive.
Unbelievable.
Isn't it crazy? It's a fucking twisted world. And it's just a small select group of the population, the elites in politics, that are doing this and in business. Now, that's another reason to kind of not worry about Kamala Harris being such a big communist, because she's a puppet. She can say any fucking thing she wants. She said it in the debate. She lied outright. She used the lie that has been debunked by everybody in media and said that Donald Trump said that people on both sides were very fine people, talking about Nazis and the Proud Boys and those guys. And she got away with it. Why didn't they say, excuse me, Madam Vice President? That's been proven false. That was taken out of context. And that's not something that you can say about President Trump. But they didn't. Yep, crazy, you're correct. She's a plant. Like
Yeah.
Biden.
It's it'll be I don't know. It's the like she said, it's the basically it's the rich against the rest of us.
Well, and it's a small group of rich who want to keep the money and they want to keep the power.
So when does the point in time in life do the average everyday people catch on and eliminate those people?
Well, okay, so it's been proven through history that does occur. You can't put a pinpoint in what day and hour that it's going to occur. But if that wasn't the case, you see, we would still have the Roman Empire. There would still be Caesars ruling the world. And not just that, if that was the case, the Ottoman Empire would still be in power. They would be ruling the world.
So what took them? What was the brink at which people stood up to that?
Oh man, now you're going to get into history, and I'm too drunk to even talk about history. Fuck you. Good Lord, geez, we got to go back to college for this shit.
Oh my God.
Okay, so the way that it works is, as time goes on, the people in power, the elite, have to continue to increase the amount of crumbs that they give to the population to keep them controlled.
Right.
Okay, because people wake up and they think, hey, wait a minute, free bread. I'm working for that free bread. It's not really free. I'm slaving away in the mine, and you're giving me free bread and telling me it's free, but it's not. I'm working for it. People actually will figure it out.
Well, yeah, but it's hard to figure out when they're trying to feed you breadcrumbs.
Right.
For you to be thankful that, oh, thank God they give us free bread. And then at the same time, they're telling you, oh, well, they don't like you because you're black, and they don't like you because of this, and because you're gay, and you think you're fucking they, them, or thou.
Right. They have to do that. They have to keep, okay, so.
They have to keep distracting the people in society.
Exactly.
For the plan to continue to work. Otherwise, like I said, from the very beginning, from the onset of this, God forbid you think for yourself, because you'll fucking figure things out by deduction.
So right now in the United States, we have probably about half of the adult population that understand that this is a bad thing. And you've got the periphery of that population starting to figure out that, hey, wait a minute, this is fucked up. They didn't pay off my student loans. Wait a minute. Where's that money going to come from to build 3 million new homes for all of these people? And who are these people that are going to be able to buy these homes? And wait a minute, $6,000 tax credit for having a child in the first year? Not for the life of the child.
Right.
Just in the first year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And yes.
Well, eventually what they could do is say, oh, well, we're going to build all these affordable housing.
Yes.
And before the people know it, they're actually institutional camps.
Bingo. Cheers. It's going to be tiny homes. We're going to have a big push for a whole bunch of tiny homes being built. Here, guess what? Your family of 4, you get to live in this 400 by 400 square foot tiny home.
And it'll be the new Section 8 housing.
That's basically what it's going to be.
Mm-hmm. But the government will portray it as, oh, we care about you.
Oh,
here's a roof over your head.
Well, see, they'll have 60 Minutes and CNN and MSNBC and ABC and CNN go out and do wonderful, flowery stories about how great it is to live in these tiny homes and complexes and how happy people are now. Because everything's taken care of. They don't have to worry about anything. All of their energy is supplied, except during blackout hours when the government's not going to let them have heating or cooling.
Hey, that's racist.
Uh-huh. No. I know. Okay, gray out. Brown out. What do I don't know what to say there. And it's like they floated trial balloons all along the way. 15-minute cities. That was a trial balloon. How would people react to that? We're going to put you in a 15-minute city. Everything you need is going to be 15 minutes away from you.
Well, that's why they had COVID. It was a trial to see what they can do to people.
Exactly. See how far they can get away with it. But the problem is people are starting to come to the realization that this is not what the founding fathers intended. This is not what a free and democratic country looks like. Given the fact that we are a constitutional republic, and democracy is a bunch of bullshit. It's a buzzword. It's a dog whistle that they throw around. You're a threat to our democracy. No, democracy, when you boil it down, all democracy is mob rule. It's just bullying is all democracy is. You had democracy in your elementary schools, but if you remember, it was always one person getting their way because they could bully you into saying that you wanted what they wanted. That's democracy.
Yeah. Well, and you see how democracy worked for the Democrats when they bullied Joe Biden out of office.
There is no democracy because nobody cast a vote for Kamala Harris.
No. Not a single vote.
Yep.
And she's the
golden.
She's the candidate.
She's the golden candidate.
Ticket.
That is correct. She is the golden candidate.
They think that she's going to win.
No, I think they understand clearly that she is not going to win. I'm prayerful that she is not going to win because this country could not stand a Kamala Harris presidency.
Yeah, I don't think so. But then again, we suffered through a Biden.
Well, the only thing, okay, but you got to remember, Biden wasn't able to do the things that he was supposed to have done because we actually had enough Republicans and smart Republicans, not rhinos, that would not allow him to do those things. So we had enough Republicans in Congress that could vote against some of the stupid shit. They didn't get the green climate deal through, but they did get the fucking inflating reduction, but not really a reduction act through.
Yeah, that they did get that through.
They did, and that's fucking up everything.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
So I guess the last aside from the I don't know what was the guy's name that the latest one that tried to kill him in Mar-a-Lago. You have Ralph, and then you had today a foiled attempt that they found explosives in a truck nearby the campaign in New York that he was attending today.
Did you hear the explanation? I've heard several explanations as to why this occurred.
No, I have not seen anything lately on that.
Okay, I don't know if this is accurate, but some local authorities came out with a press release and said, "Oh, there were no bombs in the car. It was just a training exercise, and a guy was trying to train his bomb sniffing dog." So,
how much do you give that?
I don't know. And here's the thing. You got to remember, the only reason that Trump was having a rally in New York because today was sentencing day.
Oh, I like that. That's good.
And he was going to be in New York for the sentencing. So he said, "You know what? We're going to do a rally in New York." And they kept the date and they kept the place. So,
let's go back to the second one. The second attempt that we know 100% that was an assassination attempt.
It was completely.
Who gave this information to this piece of crap that Donald Trump was going to be playing golf?
Well, okay, so Eric brought this up, and these were, besides the number one question of the night, why do the Democrats and the rhinos hate Trump so much? The other big two questions that I have, and the only questions that really need to be answered first, is the fact that, number one, okay, the guy was a felon. How is he allowed to have a firearm?
Right.
That's number one. And number two, Trump's golf outing was not on his public schedule. It was a last-minute change. How did this guy know that Trump was going to be golfing? How did he know to set up outside of the Trump International Golf Course in Florida and sit there for 12 hours waiting for Donald to come through?
And how did he know that they weren't going to go around the perimeter to verify that it was safe?
Exactly. And here's the other thing. This guy is a moron of an assassin, okay? Because what gave him away is the barrel of the SK rifle that he was using was sticking through the fence.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so...
Not very hard to point out. Hey, what's that thing fucking sticking through a fence?
Exactly. Now, here's the other thing. So, the supposedly, all of this took place, and a United States Secret Service agent fired at the direction of the barrel.
Right.
Okay. That generally is not standard operating procedures. I know you watch Dan Bongino. He was a Secret Service agent. But normally, when you see a barrel sticking out, number one, you're going to evacuate the protectee. Number two, you're going to call in and say, hey, look, I got a barrel sticking through a fence. We need a perimeter surrounding this. We either need to kill the guy or take the guy alive, or person. I'm sorry, I'm being sexist.
Well, I think most assassination attempts have been made by male.
Okay, but you never know. Women could, Leah Thomas could be sporting an AK-47 somewhere. I'm just saying. He identified, whatever that thing is. But,
yeah. Well, here's my question as well. Yeah. They were so close to this person. How did they miss?
That's the other funny thing. So, Secret Service fired at the barrel of the gun sticking through the fence.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Eagle Eyes identified that as a barrel. Number two, Mr. Routh said, "Ooh, I'm caught," and fled, jumped into his vehicle, and was apprehended by sheriff, half a mile or a mile away?
Mm-hmm.
This just reeks. It's an inside job.
Just like the first one. The first one was an inside job too.
Yep.
Because you now have people coming forward saying that the Secret Service specifically told the local cops they'll take care of that area. They'll take care of that perimeter. Don't worry about that.
Right. Take care of the roof. Don't worry about it. You guys don't need to do anything.
Right.
Yep.
I think it's at the point Trump needs to have his own detail, pay for it out of his own pocket.
You know what?
They are not going to stop trying to kill this guy.
Nope.
I guarantee you there will be another assassination attempt prior to the election.
Well, and right now, for whatever reason, we're about to be cut off of Podbean. So if you want to jump over to Rumble, we're going to still go on Rumble for just a few more minutes. And that you can catch the Rumble channel. It's up there in the comments at the very top of the Podbean. That's rumble.com/C/slightly doomed. That is the channel. Be sure to like, follow, share the show.
Yeah, sure.
This has been incredibly interesting. And
sure.
You know what? The wine has fogged my brain. I don't even know what I was talking about.
Oh, we were talking about them being inside jobs.
Okay. That is a very, I think it is an inside job. I don't know how else it could not be, because the information about where Trump is going to be golfing, I mean, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, there's only a certain amount of people who knew that he was out golfing.
Yep.
You're not going to have someone who wants to assassinate a former president hanging out on a street corner with a fucking AK-47, just hanging around waiting to see if the former president's going to be playing golf today.
Yeah, for 12 hours. For 12 hours. How do you even, I mean, come on. He had scheduled events elsewhere in the country, to include New York.
An assassin would wait for a scheduled event to know where the person is, what time, and all of that.
Exactly. And sorry, Podbean is gone. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on Podbean as you listen to this later. You know what? We have had a great discussion talking about the assassination, talking about why the Democrats hate Trump. I don't think we've answered that question fully. And everything else, the weirdness of conservatives in the Republican Party, that was fun.
That was weird.
Yep. But next week, I want to get more into the debate and the fact check failures, because we just kind of glossed over that. You know, Kamala Harris said that no active duty serviceman was engaged in a war zone in the United States.
Showed the video of the active military members out and about.
Prove that wrong. Yep. Sitting in a bunker in a nice little Quonset hut.
I mean, I think fact checkers need to go away. People need to think on their own.
Yep.
If they want to believe the candidate or not, they can do their own research. Because let's face it, the fact checkers are going to be biased, and they're only going to go one way, and depending on what outlet you're watching.
And I just want to thank everybody who's jumped over to Rumble. Thank you guys for following us. Now, before we get out of here, you know what? I think we need to do a quick little sports update.
Oh.
So, and what's going on in your world of sports this evening?
In the world of sports,
for you,
it's baseball season still. Right here.
Right.
The Padres. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
They had an amazing last 3 nights of baseball. It's only September, yet it feels like it's October all over again because the Padres, they played the Houston Astros the last 3 games. Today, the Padres hit 4 solo shots, home runs, and they beat the Houston Astros by the score of 4-0. And it's just amazing. In the 8th inning, they had back-to-back home runs for the first time since 1997. That's when Kilvio Veras, Chris Gomez, and Ricky Henderson hit back-to-back home runs. Nice. So almost 27 years ago, and that was on opening day against the New York Mets back then.
Wow.
But the Padres, they claim the top wild card in the National League. They got about, I believe it's a 2.5 game lead over the Diamondbacks, who I'm telling you, everybody in the National League that's looking to head into the postseason, they all won. You had the Braves won, the Mets won today, the Diamondbacks, the Dodgers, everybody fucking won. Last night was a heartbreaker, but we won't revisit
that was last night. Who cares? They play a baseball game every fucking day. I mean,
no, tomorrow's an off day before the Chicago White Sox head into San Diego. It'll be the first time they've ever been to Petco Park. And they lost today, surprisingly. They are now at 117 losses on the season.
Why is Chicago still playing? I'm just curious.
I don't know. I if I was a baseball player for the Chicago White Sox, I'd make up some excuse to be done for the year.
It's like get the minor league team up here and let them play. See if they can do anything better.
I mean, how pathetic. They have not yet reached 40 wins on the year. They've lost 117 games.
So what's the record in modern day baseball for the most losses?
Oh my God. We just went over that. God. I don't have it in front of me.
I think it was 120.
I want to say 120. Was that the New York Metropolitans?
That was the New York Mets. Yes, that was back in the 60s.
Let's see, losses by what is the modern day era?
It's like 20 on 1920
team.
So we've been in the modern era for approximately 100 years.
1962.
Yep.
They had 120 losses. Their winning percentage was 250. So they won a quarter of their games.
1 out of every 4 games. That's
horrible.
That's awesome.
The pitching staff in 1962 turned in a ERA of 5.04, which means basically on average they gave up 5 runs a game. And a mark no team would exceed over the following quarter century. Their 210 errors are the most by any club.
Wow.
In the expansion era since 61.
That's a lot of errors. All right. Well, just to let you know.
What else? What do we got going on in football?
Well, hold on. Before we get to football, my Kansas City Royals, ladies and gentlemen, my Kansas City Royals are at 97% chance to make postseason. They are actually 1.5 games up in the wild card. Along with the Baltimore Orioles. So they are the American League, and your Padres are the Nasty League. Is that what
the Nasty League?
Yeah,
yes,
the Nasty League. Yep. You got 2.5 games. Your cutoff is with the New York Mets and the Arizona Diamondbacks. But as we jump over to football, in the NFL, which thank God nobody is kneeling. Thank God there is no mention of Colin Kaepernick anywhere to be found. But just to let you know, my world champion Kansas City Chiefs will be playing Sunday night at 7:30 p.m. on NBC against the Atlanta Falcons.
Ooh.
So that should be a good game. It's been an interesting first. Stop. You're rolling your eyes, and I saw that.
No, I was going to my other computer, looking up the odds of that game.
Rolling your fucking eyes, dude. I saw that shit.
What are you talking about?
So anyway, as for let's see, Crazy's team, the Green Bay Packers, are doing pretty good, although they've had some injuries in the first couple of weeks. Their quarterback Love has no love right now. He's out for a couple of weeks, but their backup quarterback did pretty fucking awesome. I think that was Malik. Was it Malik Willis? I'm not sure who the hell that was. But and of course the scrubs of the NFL league, the New York Giants, of course. And
you guys are favored by 3.5 this weekend.
Yes. And it's kind of here's the other thing. I'm kind of torn because I'm kind of leaning towards the San Francisco 49ers.
Against the Los Angeles Rams?
Well, I'm just kind of pulling for them throughout the entire season. I would love to see a rematch between Kansas City and San Francisco in the Super Bowl.
No, but nobody wants to see Kansas City.
Everybody wants to see Kansas City because Kansas City is great. Patrick Mahomes is the GOAT. He is going to surpass Tom Brady.
He is an overrated quarterback.
No, he's not. He's a fantastic quarterback. And
I didn't say he's not a good quarterback, but I think he's overrated.
Well, no, the person that's overrated is Bryce Young for the Carolina Panthers. He's fucking. They benched him 2 games in. This was the number 1 pick from 2 years ago? Bryce Young from Alabama. He fucking sucks, dude. He's not going anywhere.
I was looking at your screen, and it appears if you have nothing to do this coming Sunday, and you want to bargain on getting a ticket for an NFL game, go to Tampa Bay. You can get a ticket as low as $33.
Hey, Tampa Bay is kicking some ass, 2-0. They kicked Detroit's ass last Sunday, dude.
What's up with the Indianapolis Colts? They're charging their people $199 for the cheapest ticket.
Because they think that this rookie quarterback who went down after the first 4 games last year is going to do something great this year. But I don't see it. The Indiana Colts, I don't know.
Did you see the? Yeah, I don't know. I think I don't know. I hate to say it, but you're probably right. The Kansas City Chiefs probably are the odds-on favorite this year.
They're going to three-peat. I'm saying it right now.
They shouldn't have even won last Super Bowl. But
Yes, they should have, and they did. Thank you very much. Thank you for letting me win that bet between the two of us, because you were pulling for, secretly, I was kind of pulling for the 49ers.
Why?
But, okay, so I gravitate towards players more than I gravitate towards teams.
Okay.
I'm a fan of Patrick Mahomes because of the hard work this young man did. He was not a number 1 draft pick. He wasn't a Bryce Young. He wasn't C.J. Stroud. He wasn't Will Levis or any of those fuckers. He was a journeyman that came up. He sat for the first year under Alex Smith. He learned how to play the game in the NFL, and then he came out and he fucking performed brilliantly. The other person that I am as a player is Brock Purdy for the 49ers, the Mr. Irrelevant, selected last in the NFL draft, okay? But this kid, you could see that he had greatness in him when he played for Iowa State. And now he's playing on a team where they have equally great players that he's doing really good. And I am impressed with his character and his athletic abilities.
What's the biggest surprise so far this year in the NFL? What team?
Biggest surprise? Gosh, I think we're going to have to wait to see it, because you got Jaden Daniels in Chicago, who's supposed to be the second coming of the greatest quarterback in the world. He hasn't performed up to date yet.
Are you surprised that the Los Angeles Chargers are 2-0?
Not really, because Justin Herbert is pretty damn good quarterback. And unfortunately, fucking the coach is not too bad of a coach.
Oh, he's a good coach.
He's an okay coach. And he ran away from the NCAA because they were going to slap him with penalties and fines.
Well, wouldn't you have too?
Yes, I guess I would have. Shouldn't have drank that.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks good on camera. Woohoo! Everybody.
That was fantastic.
Glad you
Yeah.
enjoyed that. Glad I got the.
And did you see any of the footage of the UFC fights at the Sphere this past weekend?
No, I
Las
didn't.
Vegas?
Tell me what went on at the Sphere.
So they had the first ever UFC fights at the Sphere.
Yes.
And it looked pretty awesome. I watched some YouTube videos and all that, and it was pretty badass.
I'm
I think
impressed.
the,
Do they broadcast on the Sphere on the outside
No.
so everybody can see?
Oh no, they want you to pay a minimum of $800 for the worst seat in the house.
Well, fuck that. Fuck that. I'm not going to do that. Fuck that. But turning to college football. So this is where my passion lies. I don't know about you slightly. Are you a college football fan at all?
I used to be back when I bet.
Okay. Well, you know, there could be
I
some.
like the Oregon Ducks. How are they doing?
They're actually doing pretty good. Oregon is not doing too badly. Let's see here. I've got in the schedule. Let's just
let's see.
We are in week 4, and I don't want
it's always teams like Wisconsin or Michigan or
Wisconsin sucks this year. Michigan,
Oklahoma, who always wins.
Nope, Oklahoma's going to get their ass kicked. They suck.
I like Notre Dame. I like the theme song.
You know what? Notre Dame has a great theme song, but they were 0-2 until they won against somebody last week. They are sucking. The greatest team you want to watch.
They're 2-1. Come on.
No. They lost the first 2 games. Are you kidding me?
I'm looking at ESPN.com right now. They're ranked number 17.
Oh, they are too. I apologize to Notre Dame and to all you little fucker Irish people in the.
Hey, I'm Irish, you know. So come on, have some respect.
I'm Scottish, so.
Oh, that's why we don't like each other.
There you go. I'm Scottish. And anyway, Notre Dame is 2-1. But some of the great games that are going to be happening this weekend that you might want to take a look at. We've got Illinois at Nebraska. Marshall was they had a badass catch the other day. I don't know if you saw that. Guy one-handed it right out of the air. It was like it was like moss all over again. But Marshall is going to be at Ohio State, North Carolina State at Clemson, Arkansas State and Iowa State. That should be a good game. The most important game, and really the only game that matters, is Oklahoma State. Where is Oklahoma State playing this week? I don't know. I guess maybe they got a bye week or something. Here's the game, and here's the thing. Crash, if you're in here, Crash is a fan of Tennessee.
The Tennessee,
Volunteers.
Volunteers.
Coached by a young man from the state of Oklahoma, Josh Heupel. They will be playing number 15 Oklahoma in Norman at Memorial Stadium. My prediction is Tennessee is going to kick their ass, and I am going to be happy about it because I am not an OU Sooner fan. I'm an Oklahoma State University Cowboy fan. There it is. Oklahoma State University is going
to play at Utah.
No,
they're playing Utah.
Utah is coming to Stillwater, Oklahoma to play.
That'll probably be the game of the week.
That'll be a good game. And that is.
I'm taking Utah.
That's on Fox. That's going to be on the Big Noon show. That's the second game on Fox. Hell yeah.
Are you going to go with Oklahoma State? I'll go for the Mormons.
Well, you go for the Utes. I'll go for Oklahoma State because that's my alma mater, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, wow. Oh, another good team is Oklahoma at Tennessee. You went over that.
Yeah, I went over that. Oklahoma, here's the problem. Oklahoma sucks. Fuck Oklahoma. Fuck the Sooners.
Tennessee's, they're favored by 7.
Yep.
Do you think Tennessee will blow them out?
I hope so. I really do. I like this quarterback for the University of Tennessee. Can't pronounce his name, but he's a good quarterback.
You guys are Oklahoma State's favored by 2.5 over Utah.
It's going to be a tough game. It is going to be a tough game. We've got some gaps and some holes in our defense, but I'm looking forward to the contest. Missouri, University of Missouri, out here in the Midwest in the SEC, they're fucking kicking some ass. They're going to be playing Vanderbilt. That should be a lollipop game. It should be like a score of 60-4.
I think another game that people enjoy watching this weekend will be in Michigan. USC heads to Michigan.
I want to see USC get beat. Unfortunately, I don't like Michigan either, but I would love to see Michigan pound USC. I don't think it's going to happen, but I would love to see.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yep.
What else do we have? I think that's it.
That is basically it. And the beauty of it is that, well, we're going to have a show Saturday night, Beans and Weenie show. Hopefully everybody will show up for that. It should be a good time. We should have some exciting stuff.
It's always a gay old time.
Yes, it is always gay. But we're gonna have to get out of here.
Yeah, we have to go.
Yeah, we got to run.
Yeah. Love me, girl.
Turn out the
lights. The fiesta's over.
That's it. All right. I'm gonna have to leave you here. We're gonna cut it off. Thank you everybody for joining us. Have a great night.
I'm so